ready to go on an adventure with me? We're going to take a little tour of the Goulet House flower farm and fields and all the things that are going to start our new adventure together in working through farmland in Pontiac and Beach Grove. And it's going to be this amazing experience filled with, I'm sure, many ups and downs and tears and joy and just hopefully family unity. It'll be a beautiful thing. Let's go. I don't even know what to say, but this time next year, this whole section here is going to be a flower farm. I'm aiming to have 10 100-foot rows put in, and we're going to grow everything from zinnias to dahlias to straw flower and lilies. I'm going to try to put in a small peony field and a hydrangea field and start a little rose garden. And so I'm trying not to overwhelm myself. And I said to myself, and I've been asking a couple of friends, how much is too much? Because in reality, too much can come quickly, right? Especially when you're starting on a new adventure and you're really excited at the beginning and then you start to get all drained. So I want to grow just 10 kinds of something. And so even though I put in the 100-feet rows, I might not plant all of them. We're gonna see how that kind of goes. Because it'll be a few years before we build here. But that doesn't mean we can't start farming it and building it organically over time. So the flower garden will go here. And in the second field in the back, we're going to actually start with an orchard because they take quite a long time to mature enough to produce fruit. 4 to 7 years, depending on the variety. So we'll be growing some apples, some pears, some plums and cherries, and a variety of fruit bushes and shrubs. But we've kind of starting to put together this like 5-year plan because there's so many dreams that come with the thought of owning 50 acres. It's not something my husband and I ever thought we would do. Like, he was just telling me yesterday that when he was a kid, he was like, if I could own a house on just an acre of land and I'd have a bit of space, I could grow some of my own things, I would have space to do things, how amazing that would be. And for me, I grew up on about half an acre in Newfoundland, and we had a lot of space because there was crown land all around us and we could kind of just go. You weren't building and farming it, but you could have that space almost as your backyard. But since we, got married and had children, we live in a piece of land that's only 10,000 square feet. So not even like a quarter to half an acre for the whole property with the house actually on it. And we use the river as our backyard, and we go boating, we take the kids tubing, we go kayaking, we take them to the beach. But I miss the nature. I miss the trees and the flowers and the shrubs and the mountains and the sky and how everything can just change our life. So here we are, 10 years later, 3 kids in. We took them here this weekend and kind of showed them and got them to ride around on their 4-wheelers and side-by-sides to see how big the property was. We went around all the perimeters and edges. And then we said we might build a house here. And all I heard was yes. They don't want to lose their waterfront home. We'll probably keep it as our family cottage. It's only a few kilometers away, so it's really close to us. But what I'm most excited about is what we need to do here to prep the land. So currently the land is rented out by the farmer that previously owned it, and it was farmed for hay. So the land is decent. The soil is probably pretty okay, but we're going to start with some soil samples. See what nutrients are missing and or in abundance within the soil. Make amendments where we need to in the fall and in the early spring, and then we'll get started. And we're going to take you along with us on this whole adventure. So hopefully you're ready for the ride that we're going to have together, because we are. We don't know what to expect. We don't know what kind of setbacks and constraints and challenges we might have, but we're really up for it and excited for what comes next. I can't believe we have bought this. It just feels very intense. We do these very outlandish things together because both my husband and I believe in really pushing each other's dreams. And so we just bought this property. my heart could be so happy just from having wide open spaces and a place to see the kids go play and just to sit in the silence. If all I do is hear outside, it's just some birds. And it's just quiet and peaceful. Kind of feels perfect. I might take us for a little tour around the property, and folks will be able to see some of the different views from here, and we'll go from there. Here is a mature apple tree. I'm gonna be curious to see if I can figure out what kind of apple it is. So I am gonna go in here and try to just rip off or pluck off an apple or two and go home and see what they look like. Hopefully they're not in too bad shape. This looks pretty good to me. Beautiful apple tree. And so this is one of the lines to the second field in the back. And we can come across this way. And I think it's the only fruit tree that I see on the property. But it's a natural wetland down through here with a gully. So there's water that flows through parts of the property. So it might actually be really good for helping with irrigation and water flow. We'll have to check all that out and learn all the rules for agriculture in the area. It'll be really awesome. It's a super mature, beautiful oak tree on the property. We're going to clean up around the bottom, and maybe this will be somewhere we can come in and sit and have picnics together as a family. It's just a beautiful spot with a beautiful view. This is the second field, which has been cleared for hay. And it's just got like little tree lines where their waterways are coming through the property. And at the back, you can see the Gatineau Hills. One of the gifts that seem to keep giving on this property is the abundance that we have found of wild raspberries. We've had a little bit of frost here and some of the birds have definitely gotten to them, but there's just bushes and bushes and bushes along the whole hedge of the third field that's just covered in these raspberry plants. And that's really quite amazing, since I want to plant a lot of these things as well, and to see how well these ones are doing here is amazing. The last time I felt this excited for anything, and just like this immense sense of joy and pride and legacy that we might be able to like leave to our children, or to like just see them grow up with wide open spaces and understanding a better work ethic of what they need to do and how to grow their own food, how to grow and take care of themselves, what homesteading is. Because if anything, the last 2 to 3 years have taught me, it's to move away from a scarcity mindset, to look for abundance, to make abundance for myself and for my family and for those I care about. And this is our start to trying to do that in our journey. I'm not sure where it's going to go. I'm not sure how many mistakes we'll make along the way, but it is right now giving me life and joy. And that is all I can ask for. Boys, boys, boys.
What are you doing? What are you doing? I want to
So Jack, do you love your field?
I call it a massage.